Good afternoon. Thanks for having me here. As you all know, my name is Stephen Garcia. I'm the project's team leader. The project section, just for a recap, we don't have any reporters underneath us. It's all just paid staff, us working together. But we have noticed during the classroom that there is a few issues with the reporters, the students that we're in charge of as a whole for the editorial staff. And we've talked about this, all the editors together, along with Sister Whitlock as well. And the main problem is that they're not paying attention to us at all. They don't listen to us. Just look at the beginning of every single class. Whenever we ask for people to say a prayer, a lot of the times it ends up feeling like this. That's as loud as my computer goes. And then after that, eventually when somebody does volunteer, and when we're teaching, either it be at the editors or Brother Williams or just anybody, a lot of the times it feels like the lectures are just droning on without any participation from the class, much like this. That should be playing.
In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the Great Depression, passed the
Yeah, this part.
Very relatable.
Yeah. Act, which anyone raised or lowered tariffs in an effort to collect more revenue for the federal government.
That's Britain right there.
Or Travis.
Yeah.
The United States sank deeper into the Great Depression. Today, we have a similar debate over this. Anyone know what this is?
That might be Emily Rose.
Might be.
Anyone seen this before?
Who's
Laugh
this?
or anyone know what this says?
I want to say Jonathan?
There you go.
At this point,
Oh, that's Travis. That's Travis.
exactly the same amount of revenue. As at this point, this is very controversial. Does anyone know what Vice
I'm thinking Angie.
called this in 1980? Anyone? Something DOO economics. Voodoo economics.
All right, now probably some of you are really bored or you don't remember a single thing of what the professor said. And a lot of the times the reporters feel just like that. It could be any of the teachers, Brother Williams, Brother Henderson, Brother Thompson, or any of us from campus news. Any of us feel like droning on and they're not really getting anything that they're learning. So what can we do about it? There's a few things that we can do at the beginning of the class, the second part in the class during the lesson itself, and there's a way to keep us editors accountable as well. The first part, at the beginning of class, right when we're beginning to start and ask people for a prayer, we need to make sure that our voice projects. You can't go up there all shy and timid-like, because they won't see much power in that, and subconsciously they will see us as weak. So they'll think of us as weak and they won't really respect us or pay attention to us. So we need to project our voices. Now to the people in the front row, it may seem like we're shouting at them. However, because the classroom is so big and we're all spread out so badly, we do need to project our voices more to get more people paying attention to us. Sister Whitlock does this perfectly. Whenever she walks up to the front, no matter how far people back are, they can hear her clearly and they're always paying attention to her. However, if you don't feel like shouting exactly, like that's really a strong forte, something else we can do is during the lesson itself. A lot of the sections, we're all spread out. There's a ton of empty rows and seats next to all these different sections. What we need to do is start moving people forward, keeping people up close towards the front, and make sure there are barely any empty seats so that way we don't have to shout as much. Because when people are spread out like this, you can see people on their phones, on their computers. I've done that before. When I was a reporter, and even now, I tend to sit in the back as well, looking up stories on my phone. But we need to avoid that as well. And also, so if we could push people towards the front of the classroom, they'll pay attention more and they won't fall asleep. And I've seen a few reporters fall asleep this semester alone during the lessons itself. Something else that we can do is turn off their phones. Brother Williams does this every single time. He'll get in 2, maybe 3 sentences in, and then he'll say, all right, everybody put your phones away. And as soon as he says that, he'll get more participation from the entire staff and reporters. As soon as the phones are away, people are listening, people are paying attention, and they respect him to that. But if we don't tell the reporters to put their phones away, we don't get any participation, and a lot of the times it feels like we're talking to a brick wall. There's only a one-sided conversation, and nothing else is really happening. So we tell everybody to put their phones away, and we tell them to sit towards the front. Now, something else that we can do as editors ourselves is just keep us more accountable. Because right now, we're in charge of their training. We're their editors. We teach them how to write, how to edit, how to look up stories. We're basically training them and showing them how to be reporters. So what we need to do is we need to do that well. And whenever we're teaching lessons, we need to avoid this look from our reporters as much as possible. Because we need to avoid them being bored out of their minds, making sure what we say actually stays with them instead of going in through one ear and out the other. So we need to make sure and show them that this could actually be very engaging, very fun. We need to get them excited for their stories that they're writing, as well as excited for when their stories get published. Because this is journalism. We're all editors here, and this is a lot of fun. So we need to make sure that we transfer our emotions, our passion for this onto them as well. So we need to also make sure that we get participation from all of the sections, not just a few people from the news and a few people from the campus section. We need to start calling out on people from the photo section, from the copy section, from everybody, so that we can get more participation from the entire class instead of the same 2 to 5 people at the same time. So what we can do is start speaking louder at the beginning of class. Push people towards the front, tell everybody to put their phones away, and also make sure that our lessons are more interactive and more fun. Make sure that they enjoy their time here at the Scroll. And as we do that, the reporters will start throwing more effort into their writing, and the Scroll will just become better in general, and more students will start picking it up. So, any questions?
Okay, thanks. So have a Q&A.